Good evening and welcome to the second and final session of the sixth and final day of the UCI 2022 Masters Track Cycling World Championships in Los Angeles. We've got a great program of racing this evening with women's match sprinting, women's points races, men's individual pursuit, and men's team pursuit. We will crown multiple new world champions in the age groups within the 2022 Masters Track Cycling World Championships. Our first event is going to be the women's 35 to 54 sprint semifinals, ride number 1. Those riders should be through bike check and in the ready area. Your racing will begin in just a couple of minutes. In Heat 1, we have Rosa Phillip of Canada going up against Emily Schellberg of the United States. In Heat 2, Kimi Cornerly of the United States and Jennifer Wagner of the United States. Riders, please be sure to proceed to bike check before your events, and especially our women's points racers in the 35-54. You'll be wanting to get through bike check during these sprints because your event comes up next. So once again, about 3 minutes from the start of racing, we are going to start with ride 1 of Heat 1 in the semifinal round of the women's sprinting for women 35 to 54. And riders, since this is the last day, don't forget to order your official championship photos taken by Craig Huffman, the official championship photographer. There are order forms on the infield next to the officials tower. We will have 2 medal ceremonies today, one in this session, one in the middle of our program, one at the end. So women's points racers, please be prepared for that medal ceremony in the middle of the session. Just seconds away now from the start of racing as we bring out our first racer, Rosa Phillip of Canada. She has a black helmet, and she has drawn the inside position. She will start from the inside position. Her opponent, Emily Schellberg of the United States, wearing the white helmet, will be starting from the outside position in this first ride. In the second ride, the starting positions will be reversed to negate any advantage or disadvantage of those starting positions. Once again, in the match sprinting, it is 3 laps. Rider that starts from the inside position obliged to lead for the first part of that first lap, unless overtaken at the start. Phillip in front was our 4th fastest qualifier this morning. And we've got a false start. Women 35 to 54 points, please come to bike check at this time. Women 35 to 54 points racers, please have your bikes go through bike check at this time. Thank you. So ride one of heat one of two in the semifinal round is off and underway. Rosa Phillip in front, as I was saying, is fourth fastest qualifier. Schellberg, the fastest qualifier. Less than half a second separating these two over 200 meters from a flying start. And Schellberg comes to the inside. Hits the 200-meter line first. And uses her speed to take the first ride. Phillip will get a second chance in the second ride to send it to a third and deciding ride and send herself to the heat in the final to decide first and second place. But right now, Schellberg is one step closer to the top of the podium. Up next, heat 2 of 2 in the semifinal round. This will be ride 1 between Jennifer Wagner and Kami Cornerly.
Go, Cami.
Wagner has drawn the inside position.
Go, Cami.
Wagner's in the striped skin suit. Cornerly in the black skin suit. Only 1/100th of a second separated these two riders in qualifying. 1/100th of a second. Last call to bike check, rider 52. Wagner on the inside, Cornely on the outside. Cornely comes down the banking, hits the 200-meter line first, has a little bit of ground on Wagner, who's now trying to do a run-up as they come into the final turn. Wagner in front, Cornely coming around, trying, coming to the line, and ooh! I'm going to go out on a limb and say Wagner. Yep, okay. Just like a stop clock on white twice a day, that was once. So Wagner. Takes the first ride. We now move on to our next event, the women's 55 plus semifinal round, ride number 1 in heat 1. Anna Witten, our top qualifier in this age group, has drawn the inside position. Her opponent, Julie Graden of New Zealand, will be starting from the outside. Witten from Australia. Witten 18 in white, Graden in black. About half a second separating these two riders in qualifying. Advantage Witten. Currently on the outside in white, slightly behind. So Graden has come to the front, perhaps to control the evolution of the race. She comes down the banking, going to take it long. Bell and 1 to go. Graden all in. Hits the 200-meter line first. Witten trying to close. Witten will have the longer way to come around as they come through the turn. Side by side they come out. And Witten takes the first ride. On track now, ride number 1 of heat number 2 in the semifinal round of the sprints for women 55 plus. Debbie Capewell of Great Britain has drawn the inside position. She's being brought up to the line now. She's wearing a white helmet. Her opponent from the United States will be starting from the outside position. That's Gia Johnson. Johnson in a black helmet. Johnson comes to the front. These two riders separated by about 1/10 of a second in qualifying. Both came here by dispatching their opponents in previous rounds held this morning. And there goes Capewell up to the front. Gonna be Bell and one to go. Johnson trying to come alongside in the straight because she'll have the longer way to come around in the turn. She's coming to the front as they come out of the turn, and it's going to be Johnson taking the first ride. We are now getting ready for the women's 35 to 54 points race. In the race today, we have Vicky Appel, Sarah Mattis, Debbie Milne, Julie Peterson, Catherine Wade Easley, Nicole Borum-Shakel, Susanna Doyle, Jennifer Girth, Hillary Luther, Sarah Agnew, Monique Snyders, Caitlin Matan, Heather Nielsen, Brittany O'Neill, and Kimberly Zubris. This will be a 10-kilometer, 40-lap affair with 4 sprints. In a points race, points are awarded every 10 laps, 5, 3, 2, and 1 for the intermediate sprints, 10, 6, 4, and 2 to the first 4 riders across the line in the final sprint. Riders that lap the field gain 20 points, riders lap by the field lose 20 points, and riders are placed according to their point totals at the end of the designated distance. And they're rolling out for their neutral lap. If they're handsomely bunched when they come around, starter will fire the pistol, and that'll signify the start of racing. And they're racing. "15 racers by my count. As Julie Peterson, rider number 54, takes them around at 23 miles an hour. Eight laps, 2 kilometers until the first sprint. 61 comes to the front. Nicole Borum-Shakel. "37 laps to go. There'll be a bell the lap before. Points are awarded. 36 laps to go. 9 kilometers remaining in the race. 1K down, 9K to go in the race. A little less than a mile to go until that first sprint at 30 laps. 30 laps remaining, that is.
Sarah.
51, Sarah Mattis getting up there towards the front.
There's 2 Sarahs in there. Cover them both.
34 laps to go, 1 kilometer to go, 1 kilometer to go until the first set of points. Still bunched, still wide. 25 miles an hour. Thumb screws tightening. 8 kilometers remaining in the race, but only 2 laps and 500 meters to go for points. 28 miles an hour. And there comes the attack. Speed's really starting to increase as they come into the bell lap. The lead rider's already at 33.5 miles an hour. And now comes the big speed. I believe that might be Zubris. It was Kimberly Zubris picking up the big 5. Monique Snyder right behind her. That was a 33-mile-an-hour sprint, and some of those riders just rolling along, hit them while they're hurting with 29 to go. So in that first sprint, it was 93 Zubris with 5 points, 70 Snyders with 3, 53 Milne with 2, and 62 Doyle with 1. So we've got 4 riders at the top of the leaderboard, everyone else tied for 5th place. Once again, rider 93 Zubris with 5, rider 70 Snyders with 3, rider 53 Milne with 2, and rider 62 Doyle of Great Britain with 1. 27 laps to go in the race, 7 laps to go until the second sprint. At the halfway point, 20 laps in, 20 laps to go. A little less than a mile to go until that second sprint. Here comes an attack with 25 to go. 54. Julie Peterson. Snyders is on it. Jennifer Girth brought him across the line. And we've got another attack coming. Rider rolling off the front of the field. 23 laps to go. Checks over her shoulder. 57. Catherine Wade Easley at the head of affairs. Field now lined up behind her, getting ready for The sprint coming 500 meters from now. And Zubris at the front as they go into the sprint. Zubris and Snyder, girth is there. Snyder, Zubris, girth, and Vicky Appel. Appel in there for points. She's been on the podium at least once, if not twice already. 19 laps to go. And it was Monique Snyder, 70 with 5 points, 93 Zubris with 3, 63 Girth with 2, and 46 Appel with 1. No laps taken. We have a tie for first place at the halfway point between rider 70 Snyders and rider 93 Zubris, each with 8 points apiece. We also have a tie for third place between Debbie Milne of the United States, Jennifer Girth of Canada with 2 points apiece, and a tie for fifth between Vicky Appel, rider number 46, and rider 62, Susanna Doyle of Great Britain. 17 laps to go. 78 off the front, Heather Nielsen. Snyder's recognizing that, closing things down. And there's been a warning issued to rider 79, Brittany O'Neill, for forcing their opponent off the track. Moving downwards towards the inside of the track and forcing another competitor off the track. A warning to rider 79. So all the points off the front of the field right now, so we've got 5 riders off the front, field chasing, field back together with 13 laps to go, 750 meters to go for points and the penultimate sprint. Twelve laps, 3 kilometers remaining in the race, 500 meters to go for points. And we've got an attack. Bell and 1 to go. Field already at 29.5 miles an hour, and Snyder's leaps clear. Snyder's leaps clear. Gonna be Snyder's. Brittany O'Neill getting in for 3 points there. 32-mile-an-hour sprint. And it was 70 Snyders with 5, 79 O'Neill with 3, 77 Matan with 2, and 53 Milne with 1. That has broken a number of the ties. First place 70 Snyders now leads with 13 points. Second place 93 Zubris, shut out of the last sprint, has 8 points. Third place, 53 Milne with 3 points is tied with 79 O'Neill. And then it's a tie for fifth between 63 Jennifer Girth and 77 Caitlin Matan. 8 laps to go in the race, 8 laps to go until the final sprint. Points are double in the final sprint, 10, 6, 4, and 2 to the first 4 riders across the line. No laps taken, and we're in the final 7 laps. Women's sprinters, your event is up next. You should be through bike check-in in the ready area. That is both the 35 to 54 and 55 plus women's sprinters. Please get through bike check and get to the ready area. Thank you. Shelberg, Cornerly, Wagner, Phillip, Witten, Johnson, Capewell, Grandin. 6 laps to go, less than a mile left in the race. Five laps to go. 54 leading them out. It's Julie Peterson of the United States in the white leading them out. Fight coming out of it as we come into 4 to go. 1 kilometer remaining in the race. Calm before the storm. Coming through the turn 4 wide. Three laps to go, 750 meters remaining. Zubris at the front, 2 to go. Snyder's now coming to the front. Snyder's gapping the field. Zubris having to get out of the saddle. Appel right there. They're coming in hot, ladies and gentlemen, for the final lap. Snyder's already at 33 miles an hour. Zubris behind her. Appel the best of the rest. Double points on the final sprint. They're coming right down to the line. And it's going to be Zubris over Snyder's. Appel gets in front of 79. Gets in front of O'Neill. Gets in front of O'Neill. That was a 33-mile-an-hour sprint to finish things off. And so it was 93 Zubris picking up the 10, Snyder's picking up the 6, Appel picking up 4, and O'Neill picking up 2. And rider number 70, Monique Snyders of the United States, wins the race with 19 points. Second place, Kimberly Zubris with 18. Third place, Vicky Appel with 5. Fourth place, Brittany O'Neill with 5. 53 Milne with 3. Sixth place was Jennifer Girth, rider number 63 of Canada with 2. A number of sub-podiums within that race. I think we can all agree that was a great race. Put your hands together for the women 35-54 points racers. Please come off the track on the back straight. Please come off this track on the back straight, ladies. Coming up next, ride number 2 in the semifinal round of the women's 35 to 54 sprints. Up first, heat 1. In heat 1, Shelberg will be starting from the inside position. Schellberg with the white helmet. Phillip with the light blue sleeves. This is the second ride in this pairing. Schellberg won the first ride. Came underneath, took it from the front. Fell in one to go. Schellberg hits the 200-meter line first. Rosa Phillip trying to hold contact. And Schellberg takes it in two. Phillip will be racing for bronze later in the evening. In the final round, Schellberg to the heat for first and second.
Come on, Cammy.
Coming up next, ride 2 of heat 2 in the semifinal round of sprints for women 35 to 54. Kami Cornely will be starting from the inside position. Jennifer Wagner, the winner of the last ride in the striped skin suit, will be starting from the outside position. Women's 55 plus points racers, you should be through bike check. Women's 55 plus points racers, you should be through bike check. So Cornely in the black skin suit, currently in the front position. Wagner was able to win the last ride from the front. So Cornely looking to mix things up here. 2 laps to go in this 3-lap race. Cornely comes down to the pole. Wagner hits the 200-meter line first. Wagner showing a lot of speed as comes through the final turn. And Wagner takes it in 2. There will be no third ride for the women 35 to 54 later in the program. Coming up next, ride number 2 in heat number 1 of the semifinal round of the sprints for women 55 plus. In this ride, Graden of New Zealand will start from the inside position. Whitten of Australia, the white sleeves, will start from the outside position. Whitten won the last ride. Braden in front, Witten behind. Braden in black, Witten in white. Two laps to go. Braden in front as they start the final lap. Braden hits the 200-meter line first. Witten trying to use her speed to come around, but she's got the longer way. Braden trying to take it all the way to the line, and Witten gets over the top and takes it in two. Witten will race for gold and silver, Braden the bronze. Coming up next, ride number 2 in heat number 2 of the semifinal round of the sprints for women 55 plus. In this heat, Gia Johnson in black, starting from the inside position. Capewell of Great Britain with the white helmet will be starting from the outside position. Johnson won the last ride. Capewell needs to win this one if she wishes to send it to a decider and have a chance to grace for gold against Witten. Otherwise, it'll be Gia Johnson, our second fastest seed, racing the fastest seed coming into this sprint tournament. Capewell comes up and around Johnson, 2 laps to go. Bell and 1 to go, Capewell in front.
She moved up or Gia moved down. Yeah, so they could, it's up to the judges will call it. If either one of them is relegated, if Gia's relegated, it goes to ride 3. If she is, then it'll go to, then that's it.
Okay, a warning has been issued to rider 490, Gia Johnson, for entering the sprinter's lane when the opponent was already there.
So it'll take it to ride 3.
Okay, so they will have to go back.
I think so. Unless they rewrite that, but I don't think they will because if she was, I don't know.
Okay.
They do a relegation and a warning and they're two different things. Relegation means a DQ,
Okay.
which means they just
Qualify the whole thing.
result, and a warning is just a warning.
Okay.
So, so it means they're moved.
Capewell in front in the white helmet, Johnson in the black helmet behind. Two laps to go. Bell and one to go. Capewell at the front, Johnson behind. Capewell hits the 200-meter line first. Johnson coming up alongside. Johnson coming to the front, into the turn. And Johnson will take it in two. Should be racing Witten for gold. Capewell will be racing Graden for bronze. There will be no third ride for the women 55 plus. We now go to the women's 55 points race. Women's sprinters in the 5 through 8 minor finals for 35 to 54 and 55 plus. You should be going through bike checking, getting into the ready area right now. Women sprinters in the minor finals for 5th through 8th place. You should be through bike check, heading through bike check and going to the ready area at this time. In the women's 55 plus points race, we have Meg Montner, Beverly Cheney, Francine Haas, Pat Murray, Kimberly Pettit, Carlene Ron, and Charlene Yarnall. This will be a 10-kilometer, 40-lap race once the pistol is fired. Right now they're just on a neutral lap. If they're handsomely bunched when they come around the starter, fire the pistol signifying the start of racing. Once again, this is a 10-kilometer, 40-lap points race, 4 sprints. First 3 sprints, 5, 3, 2, and 1. The points to the first 4 riders across the line, 10, 6, 4, and 2 in the final sprint where the points are doubled. They're racing. Charlene and Carlene up towards the top of the track are identical twins. .38 laps to go, 2 kilometers until the first of 4 sprints. .37 laps to go. 36 laps to go, 9 kilometers remaining in the race, and a little less than a mile to go until the first sprint. Four laps, 1 kilometer to go for points. Three laps, 750 meters to go for points. Eight kilometers remaining in the race, but more importantly, 2 laps and 500 meters to go for points, and we've got an attack. Bell and 1 to go. Charlene Yarnall. Yarnall picks up the big 5. Beverly Cheney got in there for the 3. We'll get you the rest here momentarily. $39 Yarnall, 5 points. 27 Cheney, 3 points. 32 Murray, 2 points. 35 Pettit, 1 point. All others tied for 5th place. As we look at 8 laps and 2 kilometers to go until the halfway point and the second sprint. .36 on the attack. That's Carlene Ron. Got 2 riders off the front with 26 laps to go. Ron and Murray. They've come up track. 25 laps to go, 5 laps to go until the sprint at the halfway point. .24 laps to go, 6 kilometers remaining in the race, but only 1 kilometer to go for the next set of points. 3 laps to go. Two laps, 500 meters to go. .35 goes on the attack. Kimberly Pettit stringing the field out. Pettit's got it going 31 miles an hour. Pettit, Yarnall, Murray, and Haas picking up points that time around. 32-mile-an-hour sprint. All the points up the road in the field. 35 Pettit, 5 points. 39 Yarnall, 3 more points. 32 Murray, 2 more points. Haas picks up her first point. Puts herself in 5th place all alone. So with 2 of 4 sprints completed, rider 39 Yarnall leads with 8. Rider 35 Pettit is in 2nd place with 6. Rider 32 Murray is in 3rd place with 4. Rider 27 Cheney is in 4th place with 3. Rider 29 is in 5th place with 1. That's Haas. 17 laps to go in the race. .16 laps to go, 4 kilometers remaining in the race, a little less than a mile to go until the next sprint. .32 ever so slightly off the front. That's Pat Murray. Currently sitting in 3rd place, just got about a quarter lap on the field. And the field has taken notice. 4 laps, 1 kilometer to go for points. .13 laps to go in the race, 750 meters to go for points. That'll be the penultimate sprint. Pettit coming towards the front with 2 laps, 500 meters to go for points. 3K remaining in the race. Pettit at the front with Yarnall behind her. Brings everyone down to the pole. Murray makes sure to be in point scoring position as they come through to get the bell. Pettit already at 30 miles an hour. Pettit picks up 5, Yarnall, Haas, and Murray picking up points. 31-mile-an-hour sprint. Pettit still off the front with 9 to go. So your point totals with 1 sprint left. First place, rider 35, Pettit with 11 points, tied with rider 39, Yarnall, also with 11 points. Third place, rider 32, Pat Murray with 5. Fourth place, rider 27, Cheney with 3, tied with rider 29, Haas. So once again, a tie for first between 35 Pettit and 39 Yarnall. Third place is Murray, rider 32, and fourth place is a tie, 27 and 29, Cheney and Haas. So this last sprint looks to be very important. Double points, 10, 6, 4, and 2. 7 laps to go. Minor finalists in the women's sprint, 35 to 54 and 55 plus. You'll be up next. Once again, women in the 5 through 8 finals. For 35 to 54 and 55 plus, your race is coming up 5 laps from now. Four laps, 1 kilometer to go. Pettit, Yarnall, Murray all keeping themselves towards the front. Three laps to go. Two laps to go. Pettit, Murray up towards the front. Pettit tightening the thumb screws. Has Murray with her. Pettit already at 29 miles an hour and accelerating. There comes Yarnall. It's going to be Pettit, Murray, Yarnall, and Cheney picking up points in that final sprint. I do believe Kimberly Pettit has won it. We'll get it all official here in just a second or two. .31-mile-an-hour sprint to finish things off. And it is official now. Pettit, your winner with 21 points. Second place, Pat Murray with 11 over Charlene Yarnall, also with 11. Fourth place, Beverly Cheney with 5. Fifth place, Carlene Ron with 4. Sixth place, Francine Haas with 3. And seventh place, Meg Mottner. We will now proceed to the minor finals for 5 through 8. Ladies, if you can come off the back straight, that'll help us out. Once again, points racers, if you can come off on the back straight, either at the ramp or the pursuit area, that'd be fine. Get you on the infield on your rollers. Coming up next, the heat to determine 5th and 6th place for the women's 35 to 54 sprint. Rider number 55, Sherry Ann Prosalentis of Australia, has drawn the inside position. Rider number 76, Christy Howells of Great Britain, coming up to the line with the silver helmet, has drawn the outside position. Prosalentis in white coming up to the line now. Cheney rolling up towards the front. Gonna take it long. 2 laps to go. Fell in 1 to go. Cheney in front, Prosalentis behind. Cheney hits the 200-meter line first, but now Prosalentis has come up alongside and is passing on the back straight. Sherry Ann Prosalentis, 5th place. Christy Howells, Great Britain, in 2nd place. Sorry. Got that names wrong throughout the race. Christy Howells, 6th place in the women's 35 to 54. Coming up next, the race for 5th through 7th in the women's 55-plus sprint. Diane Suddeth of the United States has drawn the inside position. Strick has drawn the middle position. Sarah Stearns will be starting from the outside position. Suddeth in front of Strick, Stearns behind. 2 laps to go. Suddeth in front of Strick. Fell in 1 to go. Suddeth in front of Strick. Suddeth hits the 200-meter line first. Suddeth holding off Strick as they come out of the turn. Suddeth 5th, Strick 6th, Stern 7th. That concludes our sprinting. We are now going to go to the medal ceremony. I need my 35 to 54 points racers and the 55 plus points racers. Please come to the awards area. Oops, sorry, we've got one more sprint. I am so sorry. This is day 6. Nope, I was correct. What do you know? All right, there you go. All right, so I need Zubris, O'Neill, Matan, Nielsen, Snyder's Girth, Doyle, Appel, Milne, Wade Easley, Pettit, Murray, Yarnall, and Mottner to the awards area. Thank you. All right, and that concludes our intermediate medal ceremony. We are now going to the finals for the women's sprint, for the men's 70-74 individual pursuit, the men's 75-79 individual pursuit, 80+ individual pursuit, 45-54 men's team pursuit, all finals from now on to determine another set of medalists and world champions as we get started with ride number 1 of the heat to determine 3rd and 4th between Kami Cornerly and Rosa Phillip. Cornerly on the inside in black. Phillip draws up alongside Cornerly, up front a little bit. Cornerly the 2nd fastest seed, Phillip the 4th fastest seed. Two laps to go. Fall line, Phillip on the outside. Phillip using the speed to come to the front. Phillip of Canada hits the 200-meter line first. Cornerly closing. She's going to run out of runway. Phillip coming down to the line, and Phillip gets it across first. An exciting race. We will see them race again the second ride of this final round. Coming up next, the first ride in the heat to determine gold and silver between Emily Schellberg of the United States and Jennifer Wagner of the United States. Schellberg, our top qualifier coming into the sprint tournament, has drawn the inside position. Wagner in the black helmet, starting from the outside position. Schellberg in the white helmet, Wagner in the black helmet. Schellberg starts picking it up. Wagner starts closing it in as they come into the bell lap. Bell and 1 to go. Wagner trying to take a run on the outside. Schellberg comes out of the turn in front, hit the 200-meter line first. Wagner trying to bring it even as they hit the 100-meter mark. Still a little bit behind Shelburne with the shorter line as they come up to the front, and it's going to be Shelburne getting across the line first. 56 kilometers per hour. 12:08 final 200 meters. As we now move on to the heat to decide third and fourth place for the women 55 plus. Julie Graddon of New Zealand has drawn the inside position. Debbie Capewell of Great Britain has drawn the outside position for the first ride. Graddon with the black helmet, Capewell with the white helmet. About 0.4 of a second separating these two riders in qualifying advantage Capewell. Capewell using her speed to come up over the top and hit the 200-meter line first. Good bit of daylight between her and Graddon as they come into the final turn. And Capewell will take the first ride. In the first men 70 to 74, 75 to 79, 80 plus individual pursuits, you should be through bike check and in the ready area. Gia Johnson has drawn the inside position for the first ride of the heat to determine gold and silver in the women's 55 plus sprint. Anna Witten in white has drawn the outside position. Witten of Australia, Johnson of the United States of America. Witten and Johnson are the first and second fastest qualifiers, only separated by 5 1/1000ths of a second, sorry, 5 100ths of a second in qualifying, 5 100ths of a second in qualifying. Johnson starting it early, hits the 200-meter line first. Johnson takes the first ride. Coming up next, heat 1 of 6 in the 70 to 74 men's team pursuit. Sorry, men's individual pursuit, I'm so sorry. 70-74 men's individual pursuit final. Looks like we'll be running these as one up. Heat 1, starting from the home straight, Tony Riccio of the United States of America. I'm wrong, we are running these as 2 up, but the first one is a single 1 up heat. So we should have Silverberg and Criswell on deck, Allen and McReynolds in the ready areas. We are going to be running gates off both front and back straight. This is a timed final, 2 kilometers, 8 laps. Fastest time wins the gold and becomes world champion. Tony Riccio of the United States will be setting the time to beat. And heat 1 of 6 is off and underway. Opening lap time, a 27.470. $47,220 at the 500. Coming up on the halfway point, 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. The next time he hits the home straight, Tony Riccio of the United States. $126,271. $126,271. Two laps to go. Be Bell and a lap to go next time around. Bell and 1 to go. Time to beat a 250.375, 250.375, set in heat number 1 by Tony Riccio. Coming on track now, heat 2 of 6. On the home straight, Steven Silverberg of the United States in white with a black helmet. And on the back straight, Eldon Criswell of the United States. White and black helmet, orange band around the torso. And heat 2 of 6 is off and underway. Silverberg getting out quickly. New fastest opening lap at 23.464, 23.464 for Steven Silverberg. Silverberg 41.979 at the 500, fastest so far. Criswell third fastest so far with a 50.809. Silverberg at the halfway point, 1 kilometer in, 1 kilometer to go, 1:22.587. Fastest time so far by a wide margin. Criswell third fastest with a 1:33.9 at the 1,000 meters. Bellin 1 to go for Silverberg. Bellin 1 to go for Criswell. Silverberg now putting down the second fastest times. Silverberg finished second fastest with a 3:00.799. Criswell finishes third fastest so far with a 3:14.570. Keep speed up. Coming on track now, heat 3 of 6 on the home straight. Richard Allen of the United States of America in white. On the back straight, Larry Wolf of the United States. Sorry, Bjorn McReynolds. Bjorn McReynolds is on the back straight, Richard Allen on the home straight. Bjorn with the blue stripe down the side of his torso on the skin suit. And heat 3 of 6 is off and underway.
All right, Bria, come up.
McReynolds and Allen second and third fastest opening laps so far. McReynolds and Allen with the second and third fastest 500 so far. McReynolds second fastest at the 1K with a 1:26.6. Allen fourth fastest with a 1:29.1. Top three go to the medal ceremony. McReynolds now starting to put down best times. Beyond McReynolds as he comes up to 2 laps to go. Now sliding back to second fastest, only by a 1/10.
Up. Come on, Dion.
He'll come into bell and 1 to go. Vion McReynolds, currently second fastest. Richard Allen getting a bell to go, currently 4th fastest, now 3rd fastest. Vion McReynolds finishes with the 2nd fastest time so far, 2:51.4. Richard Allen finishes 3rd fastest so far, 2:57.754, puts himself on the bubble. As we bring up heat 4, Larry Wolf on the home straight and Tom Marnell on the back straight. Wolf in the white, red, and black, Hammer Racing. Tom Marnell in white and black with a black helmet on the back straight. This is heat 4 of 6. And heat 4 of 6 off and underway. Marnell and Wolf with the 3rd and 4th fastest opening laps. Both riders coming up on the halfway point, 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. The 1K split. Wolf 2nd fastest with a 1:23.5. Marnell 5th fastest with a 1:27.1. Wolf now picking up the pace, putting down new best times with 3 laps to go. Marnell holding steady 5th fastest. He also has 3 laps to go.
You got it, Larry, you got it.
9-8, run!
Coming into the final lap, Wolf more than 5 seconds faster than Riccio. Almost 6 seconds faster. We will see a new best time. Marnell now 4th fastest as he is inside his final lap. New best time, Larry Wolf, 2:42.910. Tom Marnell finishes 4th fastest with a 2:52.627. Vion McReynolds on the bubble. We have a 1-up on the home straight. Jack Hines of the United States of America. Also of Hammer Racing. Heat 5 of 6 in the men's 70-74. Should have my 75-79 pursuiters in the ready area, Nelson, Hansen, Cook, and Agnew. Heat 5 of 6, off and underway. Second fastest opening lap so far with a 23.7. Second fastest only behind Silverberg, who went out fast and finished off pace. Hines now starting to put down new best times with 5 laps to go. Coming up on the halfway point, the 1K split. Hines up 1.7 seconds with a 1:20.85 at the 1K. Still holding a lead over the best time, but the difference shrinking as he comes into 1 lap to go. New best time, 2:41.059 for Jack Hines. On track now. The holder of the world's best time for this age group in this event, Stephen Worley of the United States on the home straight in dark blue, and on the back straight, Colin Claxton of New Zealand in white and black. Right now, Tony Riccio on the bubble. Jack Hines guaranteed a medal of some flavor. Heat 6 of 6 for the men, 70-74 off and underway. Worley and Claxton, third and seventh fastest opening lap so far. Worley starting to put down new best times with 6 to go. Claxton currently 6th fastest. Worley continuing to build his lead as he comes into the halfway point, 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. The 1K split, a 1:17.7. Claxton now riding himself onto the podium, currently 3rd fastest. Worley coming into Bell and 1 to go with a 5.5 second, almost 6 second lead over the next closest competitor. Bell and 1 to go for Claxton, currently 3rd fastest, riding his way onto the podium. Colin Claxton of New Zealand as Worley comes around, flying with 6 seconds and then some over the next fastest competitor. Sets a new best time, 2:34.508. Claxton rides his way onto the bottom step of the podium with a 2:42.388. Your silver medalist, Jack Hines. We now move on to Heat 1 of 3 for the men's 75-79 pursuit final. Starting on the home straight in Heat number 1, William Nelson of Canada. William Nelson, heat 1 of 3 in the men's 75-79 pursuit, off and underway. Once again, 2 kilometers, 8 laps. Nelson will be setting the times to beat. Opening lap 27.751, 27.751 opening lap. Next time he hits the home straight, it'll be 4 laps in, 4 laps to go, the halfway point in the 1K split for William Nelson of Canada. The 1K split, a 136.011, 136.011. Two laps to go. William Nelson coming into Bell and 1 lap to go. Bell and 1 lap to go. Finishing time, a 3:20.544, 3:20.544, the time to beat, set by William Nelson in heat 1 of 3 in the men's 75-79 individual pursuit final. Of the 4 competitors, 3 will get to stand on the podium in the medal ceremony at the end of session number 2. Heat 2 will be a 2-up final with Steven Munch Hansen of Denmark, starting from the home straight in white and black. On the back straight, Jeff Cook of Great Britain in yellow and blue. Hansen with a white helmet, Cook with a black helmet. And heat 2 of 3 is off and underway. Cook getting out quickly. Cook with the new best time opening lap. Hansen second fastest so far. Jeff Cook out with a 44.5 at the 500. Hansen with a 47.1. And we're looking to start Jerry Agnew from the back straight on the next heat. Jerry Agnew from the back straight on the next heat. Cook sets a new best time at the kilo of a 125.199. Hansen second fastest with a 127.029. Two laps to go for both racers in our penultimate heat in the men's 75 to 79 pursuit final. Hansen now putting down best times. Cook slipping to second place. And Hansen finishes with a new best time, 250.499. Jeff Cook, second fastest of the riders so far, with a 253.661. So Hansen and Cook guaranteed medals of some flavor as we bring our final competitor on track now. Gerald Agnew of the United States of America will be starting from the back straight in the black skin suit of CFC. And our third and final heat is off and underway. Fourth fastest opening lap, 7 laps to go. Jerry Agnew now riding himself onto the podium with the third fastest split at the 500. Coming up on the halfway point, 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. Still currently third fastest with a 1:27.6, putting himself on the podium, Jerry Agnew. Now speeding it up, now second fastest with 3 laps to go. Second fastest, moving his way up the podium. New best times as he comes into 2 laps to go, Jerry Agnew. Continuing to set new best times with 1 lap to go. Could be watching a world championship ride. Half a lap to go. New best time, Jerry Agnew, 2:49.927. Jerry Agnew fastest, Stefan Munch Hansen second place, Jeff Cook bronze. That's your men's 75 to 79. Our next event, heat 1 of 1 in the men's 80 plus individual pursuit final. Starting from the home straight, Jerry Powell of the United States of America, and on the back straight, Jim Turner. Jim Turner in the lime green, and Jerry Powell in the red and black. This is our final individual pursuit heat. Ride 2 of the women's sprints will come next, both 35 to 54 and 55 plus. Men team pursuit, you can be heading to bike check here. And heat 101 is off and underway. Powell getting out quickly ahead of Turner. Turner holds the American record for the hour in his age groups. Actually, in the previous age group there, the 75 to 79, he still holds the hour record there. Has not been broken yet. Both riders heading towards the halfway point. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. Jerry Powell's 1K split of 139.582. Jim Turner right behind him with a 147.398. This is the final in the men's 80-plus individual pursuit. Two laps to go for both riders. Bell and 1 to go for Powell. Powell wins it with a 3:21.935. Jim Turner takes the silver medal with a 3:33 flat. 3:33 flat for Jim Turner. A big round of applause for both of these gentlemen in the 80-plus final. Okay, coming up next, ride 2 in the heat for 3rd and 4th place in the final round of the women's sprint for 35 to 54. Rosa Phillip will be starting from the inside position this time. Kami Cornely starting from the outside position, Cornely all in black. Things starting to wind up with 2.5 laps to go. Phillip deciding to take it long, comes down to the pole. Leaves Cornely with ground to make up. Cornely closing in, but still a gap as they come through the turn. And Phillip will win the bronze. Coming up next, ride number 2 in the heat to decide first and second place in the final round of match sprinting for women 35 to 54. Jennifer Wagner will start from the inside position, Emily Schellberg the outside. Thank you. Great racing. Schellberg with the white helmet, Wagner with the black helmet. Wagner in front, Schellberg behind. 2 laps to go. Lap and a half. Both riders building speed as they come into the final 200 meters. Wagner's going to hit that 200-meter line first. Schellberg trying to close the gap. Still a gap as they go into the final turn. Wagner is going to send it to a decider. We will watch those women race again after the team pursuit. It will follow the next set of heats. On track now, ride number 2 in the heat to decide 3rd and 4th place in the final round of the women's 55 sprint, 55 plus sprint. Julie Graden of New Zealand will be starting from the ins. Have that right? I do not have that right. Capewell is going to be starting from the inside position. Graden from the outside. Capewell with the white helmet. Graden with the black helmet. Capewell in front, Graden behind. And both racers start winding it up as they come into the final lap. Capewell in front of Graden. Graden closing as they come onto the home straight. But Capewell holds it off by a bike length. Takes it in 2. She will go home with the bronze medal. Coming up next, ride number 2 in the heat to decide first and second place in the final round of the women's 55+ sprint. In this ride, Anna Witten of Australia will start from the inside position. Gia Johnson of the United States of America will start from the outside position. Witten in white, Johnson in black. Men's team pursuit, you should be through bike check and in the ready area. Johnson now drawing even, coming to the front ever so slightly. Both riders out of the saddle as they come into the final lap. Johnson in front. She won from the front before. Witten chasing. Johnson fleeing. Coming right down to the line, and Johnson becomes world champion again, this time in the match sprint by taking it in 2 races over Anna Witten of Australia. He will go home with the silver. Let's have a big round of applause. Let's have a big round of applause for all of our 55+ sprinters. We will now go to the men's team pursuit. We will have 3 heats in the men's 45 to 54 team pursuit. In the first heat, setting the times to beat, be the SoCal Stunners, Louis Che, Mel Echewal, Wilson Blass, Christian Stankiewicz. This will be 4 kilometer, 16 lap race, time taken off of the 3rd rider. After these 3 heats of team pursuit, we will have the 3rd and final ride for the gold medal heat in the women's 35 to 54 sprint. SoCal Stunners out of the block. They'll be setting the times to beat for all the teams to follow. (23:8) the opening lap. Next time around will be the 1K split. (1K split of 117.258, 117.258. They'll be at the halfway point for 8 laps in, 8 laps to go. Next time they hit the home straight. (229, 170, 229, 170 at the 2K. Three riders with 5 to go. The 3K split, a 340.932. SoCal Stunners continuing to set the times to beat. Bell and 1 to go. Time taken off of the third rider. 4:53.702. 4:53.702, the time to beat. As we bring up our second heat, heat number 3 in the men's 45 to 54 team pursuit by Coastal. Carl Baumgart, Heath Dotson, Michael Miller, and Alexander Zambrana. It's the second of 3 heats to determine who stands on which step of the podium during the medal ceremony. It'll finish out session 2 of day 6 of the UCI 2022 Masters Track Cycling World Championships. And our second heat, heat 3, off and underway by Coastal. Second fastest opening lap. By Coastal, starting to set new best times, 13 laps to go. Come up on the 1K split here momentarily. By Coastal, almost 2.5 seconds up, was at the 1K with a 1:14.785, 1:14.785. By Coastal continuing to build their lead as they come into the halfway point, 8 laps in, 8 laps to go. The 2K split, a 2:22, 2:59. Almost 7 seconds faster than the SoCal Stunners with 1 team left to ride. Down to 3 riders. Five laps to go. The 3K split of 332, 238. 109.9 flying kilometer. One lap to go. Time taken off of the third rider. New best time, new best time. 4:45.118, 4:45.118. Eight and a half seconds faster than the SoCal Stunners as we bring up our final heat, which I hope is pronounced Othen Avias. Mike 12s, Richard Oakes, James Perkins, and Joel Stewart. And our final heat is off and underway. Fastest opening lap so far by a half second. 111 opening kilo. Othan Avias continuing to set new best times. 10 laps to go. Coming up on the halfway point, 8 laps in, 8 laps to go when they hit the home straight. The 2K split, a 2:14, 8:53, 2:14, 8:53. Three riders with 5 laps to go. $3:19 for the 3K, $3:19.6 at the 3K, a 1:04.7 flying kilometer. We will have one more race after this. It'll be the deciding ride for gold in the women's 35 to 54. Schellberg and Wagner should be in the ready area. We are definitely going to see a new best time. $4:23.329 championship time for the team from Great Britain. Bi-Coastal second place, SoCal Stunners third. Okay, and so this is the ride to decide it all. This is the third and deciding ride. Between Emily Schellberg and Jennifer Wagner. Schellberg on the inside this time with the white helmet. Wagner outside black helmet. Each has won one ride. leading from the front. And Wagner starts picking it up, comes to the front. Bell and 1 to go, Wagner at the front. Wagner coming out of the turn first, and Wagner is the world champion. And that concludes our racing for session 2. We're now going to go to the medal ceremonies. Once again, a lot of great racing across the 6 days, the 12 sessions of the UCI 2022 Masters Track Cycling World Championships. Thank you for all you folks on YouTube joining us, and those of you here in Carson, California at the VELO Sports Center. We'll see you at the next major event.